In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can make money on every single sales call you take. So like I said, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can make money on every single sales call you take. And just, as a little intro, a little bit of background, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mike Pugliese. I'm the co-founder of Automated Coaching Engine, where we partner up with transformational coaches to help them scale their businesses through platforms like Facebook and Instagram without spending money on those platforms. Like I said, what I wanted to talk about today is how you can position yourself to make money on every single sales call you take. And this is kind of like a stem of a conversation that I had with one of our sales reps. It was basically an end of day conversation where he was a little bit frustrated on the performance throughout the day. It's kind of like a dry day. And we all go through this, just being in sales. We all know how the game is played. It's about just showing up every single day, consistent, persistent action. And through that action, we're going to get a lot of fuck no's. We're going to get a lot of people that are like, nah, sounds great, but I'm not interested. So thank you. Have a good one. And so the reason that I'm bringing this up is because this is exactly what was happening. We were kind of like in a point of frustration through this, and that had kind of like triggered a different side of emotions. And as we all know, the emotions have to be high as always when we're in a sales position, because it's very easy to let one call dictate how the energy or the rest of the calls are going to be held. So, the biggest thing that comes into play here is if you let one simple thing fuck up your energy, or one call fuck up your energy, then all the calls are going to be shit, because you're going to be carrying over that bad energy throughout the rest of the call. And if we can think about this like a gas tank, like I've talked about this before, you might see it if you know me, if you follow me. If you don't, then welcome to the subject or the analogy. But if you think about it like a gas tank, we have a full gas tank, where the entire fucking tank is full. And I'm going to use this whiteboard that I actually never used, so check it out as a little illustration here. If we have a tank, and let's say it's completely full here, a little F, a little E, empty, full. You see what I'm putting down right here? So if we have a tank here and we have one bad sales call, say it chops off 20% of our energy. So now we're, sitting at 80% tank instead of a full tank. Say we have, that energy leads into the next call, we lose another 20% of our energy. Now we're operating on 60%. It's just going to be a fucking trickle effect from here, down and down and down and down, until the point that we were at yesterday, talking about how shitty the day was. So going back to this, we want to keep this thing fucking full as hell, and even overfill it, get some little extra in there. And how we're going to do that is by this simple method. And this simple method that I was talking about is, look at it from a big picture. If you're tracking your numbers properly, which by the way, if you don't track your fucking numbers through a sales scoreboard or anything like that, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll be happy to send over a copy of ours. But to continue on, if you're tracking your numbers properly, these metrics. What we determined yesterday was, for every appointment that shows up on that rep's calendar, it's an average of $1,300 cash collected. For every appointment that shows up on a person's calendar but actually shows up on the sales call as well, we're averaging about $2,000 cash collected. Now keep in mind, you might be thinking like, Mike, what, like you're averaging that off of every call, like you should be closing at 100%, like everything should be fucking happy. No, that's not what's happening. What's happening is our average ticket is 5K. So if we're closing at maybe 50% or whatever the case is, I don't know like the actual numbers off the top of my head as far as like all of that stuff, but I do know that the closing percentage right now is above 50%. So if that's the case, then every 1 out of 2 calls, an average ticket of 5K. If we can think about that, what is that worth per call? Okay, cool. So that means every person that shows, we're getting about $2,000 to $2,500 cash collected, no matter if it's a yes or a no, because we have one no that's going to lead to the next yes. And that yes, if we break it down between the 2 calls that we had, even though only one was a yes, one was a no, what that's going to create is a situation of the average of the ticket price of those 2 calls combined for the day, $5,000 divided by 2 is $2,500. So that means we're averaging $2,500 cash collected if we're closing above 50%. or 50% around that number. So I transitioned it back into what he's making off of every single call he takes. So the actual number per booked call was about $1,300. I think, with 15% of that is like 195 or something like that. If it's not, don't fucking beat me up. But it's about 195 per call. And if it's not, like I said, it's 15% of 1,300. So whatever that fucking number is, that's what he's making per call in his pocket. So if you think about that, for every single call that shows up on his calendar, he's making $195. For every single call that actually answers the phone, he's making 300 plus bucks. Is that ringing a bell with you? Let me give another little visual here. Keep that picture there in mind though. So booked, showed, so now you got the visual. For every booked call, we're averaging $1,300 cash collected. For every showed call, we're averaging $2,500 cash collected. So like I said, if we're thinking about commissions, booked, showed, so if we're thinking about commissions, for every booked call we're getting, and this number's off, but it's about that, a little bit more. For every booked call we're getting, he's at least making $195. That's just for the fucking appointment to be blocked off on the calendar. For everybody that answers a phone, he's at least making $300. So now you might be thinking like, Mike, where the fuck are you going with this? So if we think about this, the reason that this is really effective to consider when you're in a sales position is because if we can think about these numbers, for every booked call, every person that shows up on my calendar, I'm getting $195, whether it's a yes or a no. As long as I show up, I handle the objections the best way possible. I identify the pain points, the problems, I provide the solutions, and I go as hard as I can. I apply as much pressure as I can. But if it's a no, I'm going to hang up the phone. I'm going to go to the next deal and I'm going to get the next yes, because I know my numbers. I know that we're closing over 50%. So 1 out of 2 calls, 5 out of 10 calls, we're going to close deals. So I hope you guys are catching what I'm putting down here, and you can see how this can be effective as far as the energy that you have per call, because you now go into a situation, say I got 5 calls on my books for the day, or we'll do it even numbers, 4 calls on my books for today. So I already know that 195 times 4, that's roughly $800, right? So I already know that I'm at least making $800 today, no matter what the outcome is here, just based on my numbers. So if I answer the first call, nope, doesn't work out. Okay, cool. Have a great day. Thank you. Click. Answer the second call. Okay, cool. No problem. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Call us back when you're ready. Click. Answer the third call. Okay, thank you. Deal closed. Notice how the energy never changed. Answer the fourth call. Okay, thank you. Deal closed. The energy never changed, and because of that, we're able to show up consistently throughout the remainder of the call. We're able to show up at the highest level possible. We're able to handle the objections, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. We close the deal. If it doesn't, we hang up the phone and we move on. And we're comfortable doing that because we know our numbers and we know we're gonna get fucking paid no matter what. Y'all have a great one. Hope you got some value here. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that shenanigans. Show me some love, share it with a friend, and we'll catch you on the next one. Adios. Peace.